Inside Garcelle Beauvais' life after RHOBH Season 14. Garcelle Beauvais is sharing small glimpses at what she's doing following the conclusion of Season 14 of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, which took place weeks after she confirmed her exit from RHOBH. In fact, on the same day that Part 3 of the reunion aired, Garcelle spent some time putting her health and wellness first by doing Pilates. Garcelle also shared an empowering quote on her Instagram feed earlier this week. "You change, you do. No, I healed. I learned. I grew. I set boundaries. I stopped settling. I put myself first," the quote reads. Additionally, Garcelle reflected on the release of her memoir, Love Me As I Am, and the impact it had on her. "Wow, 3 years ago today I released my memoir," she wrote. "Poured my heart and soul into this book, shared some stories that I had never shared before. Thank you to everyone who read it and made it a bestseller." Some described it as dishy, warm, and entertaining. She's also posted a handful of glorious selfies, captioning one, "When the sun is shining, bask in it." Garcelle Beauvais addresses her RHOB exit. Previously, Garcelle opened up about her exit from RHOBH, sharing in her March 2025 announcement, "I have some news. I've decided to leave Beverly Hills. It's been a wild ride. I mean, some amazing things have happened, and some hard things have also happened, but it's been a ride nevertheless." She added in her statement, "It's not goodbye, it's see you later, so see you later." What's next for Garcelle Beauvais after leaving RHOBH? Garcelle also teased that she now plans to focus on her twin sons, Jax and Jade Nylon, as well as her own upcoming slate of projects. "Their last year of high school is next year, and I want to be a part of that. And Jade is starting a new career in modeling, and I want to be a part of that too," she explained. "Secondly, I have the most exciting projects that I am developing, producing, and acting in. I can't tell you anything right now, but you'll know soon." Speaking of Garcelle's family, her grandson is heading off to kindergarten. Additionally, she was recently named a changemaker by Parade magazine and appears on the show Survival of the Thickest. Garcelle's next chapter, life after RHOBH. The sun had barely kissed the horizon, casting a soft glow across the sky, when Garcelle Beauvais slipped into the quiet studio. Pilates mats were neatly lined up, and the rhythmic sound of light breathing filled the air. It was a Tuesday morning, just a few weeks after the dramatic conclusion of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Season 14 reunion special. For Garcelle, the end of her RHOBH journey marked the beginning of something else entirely, something deeply personal. As she aligned her body in perfect synchronization with the instructor's instructions, Garcelle reflected on the changes she had experienced in recent years. Life had thrown her countless curveballs, but it had also brought moments of clarity and self-empowerment. The journey was one she had embraced with both grace and strength, and now, after her final reunion with the RHOBH cast, she was ready to step into the future with a renewed sense of purpose. A personal reflection. It was the same day that Part 3 of the reunion aired, her final appearance as an official housewife. Garcelle had posted a heartfelt message on her Instagram, accompanied by an empowering quote, "You change, you do. No, I healed. I learned, I grew, I set boundaries, I stopped settling, I put myself first." She had seen it all on the show, the alliances, the betrayals, the moments of sisterhood, and the wrecking balls that tore through her peace of mind. Through it all, Garcelle had kept her integrity intact. The Instagram post was a subtle yet poignant statement. Her healing had become her armor. The days of tiptoeing around others' egos were behind her. She had learned that the most important relationship she would ever have was the one she shared with herself. Her time on RHOBH had made her famous, yes, but it had also exposed her to a level of public scrutiny that few could endure without cracking. She had faced intense criticism, some justified, some not, but it had ultimately shaped the woman she was today. Looking at herself in the mirror, she no longer saw the cautious woman who had first stepped into the world of reality television. She saw a woman who had learned how to set boundaries, how to speak her truth, and how to demand respect. As the class came to an end, Garcelle moved from the studio to the vibrant cafe where she met a close friend for a quiet brunch. They chatted about her memoir, Love Me As I Am, a project she had poured her heart into just a few years earlier. Garcelle had never shared some of the stories in the book before. Her raw vulnerability had struck a chord with so many readers, earning her accolades and praise for her openness. The memoir was more than just a collection of stories. It was a roadmap of her journey through life, full of triumphs, heartbreak, and self-discovery. Can you believe it's been 3 years since Love Me As I Am was released? Garcelle mused, taking a sip of her green tea. Her friend smiled knowingly. You've changed so much since then, Garcelle. That book was just the beginning of your new chapter. Garcelle smiled, feeling a rush of gratitude. It was more than I ever imagined. The book resonated with so many people, it became a bestseller. But more importantly, I had the opportunity to speak my truth, and that was healing in itself. Her friend nodded, and the journey doesn't stop. You're just getting started. Family first. Though Garcelle's career was reaching new heights, it was her family that remained her anchor. The twins, Jax and Jade Nunlan, were about to enter their final year of high school, a milestone that Garcelle was determined to be fully present for. The teenage years had flown by, and she had seen how much her sons had grown, both in stature and spirit. Jax was focused on his studies, while Jade had recently launched a promising career in modeling. Garcelle had made a conscious decision to step back from her busy schedule to be there for every important moment. Do you realize how much you've been there for them? Garcelle's best friend, a fellow actress, remarked one evening over a glass of wine. They're lucky to have you. I'm lucky to have them, Garcelle responded, her voice thick with emotion. Jade's just started modeling, and I want to be there for that. I want to watch him find his own path. Jax, well, he's going to graduate soon. I want to make sure I'm there for every second of it. Her commitment to her family had always been a top priority, but now it felt even more crucial. She had seen what it was like to lose precious time due to the demands of fame, and she refused to let her sons feel anything less than her full presence in these pivotal years. And there was another joy on the horizon, her grandson, who was starting kindergarten. Garcelle often found herself reliving the excitement of watching her children grow through his eyes. Becoming a grandmother had brought a fresh perspective on the passing of time. It reminded her that the little moments, like watching a child take their first steps into school, were the true treasures of life. Garcelle's vision for the future. Beyond her family, Garcelle was evolving as an individual, and she had big dreams for the next phase of her career. The announcement of her exit from RHOBH in March 2025 had stunned fans, but Garcelle made it clear that it wasn't the end, it was simply a transition. She had new projects in the works, projects that would allow her to harness her creative energy in ways that didn't involve the constant spotlight of reality TV. I'm working on a lot of things I can't talk about yet, but they're exciting, Garcelle had teased during a podcast interview. I've been developing some new projects that allow me to produce, act, and create from a place of freedom. I don't need to be on a reality show to define who I am. I have so much more to offer. Her decision to move beyond RHOBH was deliberate. Garcelle had given the show everything she could, and now she was ready for something different, something that would allow her to explore her full potential. She wasn't done with television, but she was done with being confined by the expectations of reality TV. She wanted to control her own narrative. In the months that followed, Garcelle became more involved in advocacy work. She had always been a champion for social causes, but her platform had grown even more influential. She had been named a changemaker by Parade magazine, recognizing her tireless work in both the entertainment industry and her charitable endeavors. She used her voice to speak out against injustice, championing causes related to race, gender, and mental health. "I want to be part of the conversation," she said during an interview. Being a changemaker isn't just about creating content, it's about shifting the narrative, using your voice to amplify what matters. Garcelle's evolving career was also a testament to the fact that reinvention was possible at any stage of life. She wasn't content to simply rest on her laurels. Her drive to continue creating, producing, and acting demonstrated her commitment to pushing boundaries. A new chapter in Garcelle's career. One of the most thrilling developments in Garcelle's post-RHOBH life came when she joined the cast of the new Netflix show Survival of the Thickest, a comedy series that celebrated body positivity, humor, and resilience. Garcelle's role in the show was both a nod to her acting prowess and a reflection of her personal journey. The character she played was unapologetically herself, confident, witty, and complex, a role Garcelle knew she could inhabit effortlessly.